That's why you invalidate yourself in narcissistic relationships. Welcome to today's topic, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Coach Tobias Forst, founder of Achilles Life Coaching, decade-long recipient of narcissistic abuse, and I've saved myself from it. And I will support you on your journey to your personal freedom. So today we will tackle a very peculiar behavior that some of you or many of you might have noticed about themselves, and you might be wondering, why am I acting this way? What I'm talking about is your own self-devaluation, your own invalidation, usually in front of the narcissist in any type of relationship, but especially in closer relationships like your intimate partnership, family, children, friends, workplace, whichever. Let's assume today that it's about your romantic relationship with your narcissistic partner, and you are repeatedly invalidating yourself. You might be wondering, why am I doing this? This is a question that will be answered in today's video. So as the outset for the video, let's assume the following, including the fact that it's the supposed fact that it's your intimate relationship. In addition to that, your social circle has shrunk because you did not really care that much about several other people, because the narcissist did a very good job in socially isolating you and making you believe that taking your distance from Thomas or Jackie, because they would be supposedly this or that, would be a smart move for you. And you started to believe it. So we have years of ongoing conditioning and gaslighting. Your social circles have diminished to almost none. Reality is no longer your own, because the reality stone is strongly in the hand of the narcissist, and they switch it and turn it upside down as they please, and you go along with it, with the implicit wish toward them, please define my reality, because I am no longer capable of doing so. As the outset, to conclude this part, long story short, you have no control. So what can your behavior, your self-devaluing, your self-invalidating behavior actually look like? You talk bad about yourself. Mentally, yes, but also literally verbally. I'm of no use. Oh, I was so useless again. What was I thinking? It's always the same with me, along the lines of that. You might be devaluating yourself. Imagine you cooked for your family. Friends and family come over, and you took your good sweet time to prepare something really, really amazing for everyone. Everyone's here. Dinner's ready, which you prepared. And before the first person can even try a single spoonful of whatever you created there, you start to invalidate part of this dish, those few pieces on the side, and your choice of wine might also not have been the smartest. None of the people present have had any chance yet to try even one of those things that you created and presented here and made for everyone, including yourself. But once it's there, you already put what you created and what you put your effort and your heart and your time and your energy in. You lower its status as much as it comes from the heart and as tasty and good it is, you must make sure that they all see that you're not really happy with it before anyone else of the other people around might have a chance to agree with you. And you will look into a series of lots of baffled faces that usually keep quiet if they have any sense of table manners. But you see the wrinkles. What is he or she talking about? What are you talking about? We haven't even tried. Self-invalidation. And that part, your behavior, to come back to that topic, might even go as far as insulting yourself. Mentally, yes, but usually, mostly, verbally, audibly for everyone else around. I'm so stupid, I'm so whichever, and you might be very colorful with whatever self-description you might have, or you might find at the tip of your tongue. And usually, there comes the next question. We will solve them all today. Usually, it seems to be very important to you, while you are self-invalidating, that it happens within earshot and or in the presence of the narcissist. He or she has to hear what you have to say about yourself. And you might not understand why. I hope that at the end of this video you will, and that will save you a lot more time than compared to my process. It took me a very long time, and if I can shorten this for you even by a day or with luck by a few years, then mission accomplished. So let's come to the penultimate part of this video. You are asking yourself why? Why am I this way? Why am I self-devaluating, self-devaluing or self-invalidating? If you can do both at the same time, there you go, but you shouldn't. So question, this is the most vital question, and the answer to that, when you hear it, ladies and gentlemen, some of you might feel the urge to slap themselves. Some of you might think, how stupid could I have been? It doesn't make you stupid, because before we answer this question, what you displayed, the way you acted, was your own coping mechanism to prevent you from going mad. So solution number one, and they usually go in tandem. By your behavior of invalidating yourself, you are preempting and or minimizing narcissistic rage from the narcissist in this partnership. You were the Flash, world's fastest person alive, and you were faster than him or her again by self-devaluing. Because if you didn't, he or she might scream again, might throw the next man-child or woman-child temper tantrum at you. Remember, they are children in adults' bodies. Yeah. And they're usually very creative of how and what they will label you. And you have learned over time, you can minimize that negative output from them toward you by being faster when it comes to devaluing your own person. And all it takes for you is to say that you're stupid and make the impression that you mean it. And over time, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the tragedy, over time you will actually mean it. And I'm here to prevent that, to help you prevent that. So you need to be faster with your own self-devaluation. And all you get, this time maybe, is a mere contemptuous look and sneer, like, yeah, you're right. Compared to the narcissistic rage that you just so skillfully prevented. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you tell yourself is registered up here. Over time you will believe it. Over time you will be what you think you cannot be, what you think you cannot do. You will become your own self-talk ineptitudes. You will become the low value that you attribute to yourself, because you needed to be faster than him or her by devaluing you. Point number 2, regarding your own question, why do you invalidate yourself? It's control, ladies and gentlemen. It's control. Control, you ask? How so? Flashback. You entered this relationship with this narcissistic person unbeknownst to you that they're a narcissist. And you thought in some way your frame of knowing what is and what isn't, and their frame knowing of what is and what isn't, together you can merge and make and create more than the sum of the parts of the two of you. You entered this relationship to give, but they didn't. They entered it to take. And over time, the frame they set, he or she set in this relationship, was not one of healthy boundaries, but one of tyrannical suppression of your free will and self-development. And they set new rules throughout a few old ones, created hybrid rules, always adapting, but the rule frame that was atop of your head was made to be shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, because you cannot meet this person for whichever reasons, you shouldn't follow that hobby, and this is clothing that just doesn't suit you, and your inadequacies here, there, and wherever else. Shrinking, shrinking, shrinking pool of options of behavioral expressions on your part. So what was your coping mechanism? Your coping mechanism was that within this ever-shrinking frame dictated by the narcissist, you create a frame within a frame where you are the king regent or the queen regent of one particular control mechanism. How you talk about yourself. And you have absolute control, despite everything else. How you talk about yourself, when you talk about yourself, and where you talk about yourself. And over time, you learned one thing within this frame of your own creation, this mini frame inside the ever-shrinking narcissistic frame. And that is the sad story about this. And feel sad if you have to, ladies and gentlemen, because this is part of the process. And I'll repeat one thing. This does not make you stupid. It makes you someone who wanted to cope and wanted to hope that things will get better. And what was the one thing that you decided to do and to say and to communicate within that little frame of your own creation, of your own control and making? within the shrinking narcissistic frame. I am against me from now on as well. I am against me as well from now on. Because you can actually influence the narcissist's behavior in this particular relationship. That is what you've learned. Recognize this, that you're doing it. This will be simpler, a bit easier when you have a time distance between encountering the people or the romantic partner that you're involved with where this happens, when you haven't seen them for a few weeks or months or whichever. And you come back and you start explaining yourself in a negative way, devaluing yourself. And you might be thinking, why am I using this language? Over the past few weeks, I haven't even thought like this at all. But now I'm doing it again. Yes, because surroundings, because you entered their frame again. And at this point in time, recognizing it is the first step, ladies and gentlemen. And I will conclude with a quote of an amazing life coach Star Wars character with the name of Darth Malgus. And he was talking to a Jedi apprentice, a young woman with the name of Sahar. And he told her, all your life you've been in a cage. When you're ready, break free. And if you want my help breaking out of your own particular cage, I offer one-on-one coaching sessions. You can find the email address and the link to it in the description of this video below. But I have a quest for you on your own work, because normal people do to-do lists. Only heroes and heroines do quests. And the quest for you, ladies and gentlemen, write down the triggers of situations that prompt you to devalue yourself. Write them all down. Which person, what setting, what feelings accompany you? Was there a certain way that they phrased something that made you feel like you just had to devalue yourself? Your feelings, ladies and gentlemen, will be all over the place. Okay, fine. Yeah, sure. Take it and let the feelings go over time. This is part of the process. Write it down. Give the scorpion a name. Self-invalidation and the other scorpions, as in the mythology with the goddess Isis. There will be other names. Your particular scorpion of trigger A, making you invalidate yourself, or the scorpion of trigger B, whichever it is for you, that makes you devalue yourself, and so on and so forth. Name them all and take the power back for yourself. And be your own hero. Be your own heroine. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.